Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Nocturnal. In this episode, we speak about predicting the future if it's possible and people that have done it in the past. We also speak about astronomy's effect on religion and Christianity. If you're watching this episode on the day that it's coming out, tonight I'm going to be live from 10 p.m. GMT on Facebook, Twitch, and Spoon. It's going to be a very interesting episode coming up tonight, all about polyphasic sleeping schedules. If you guys are interested, please do subscribe and follow all the social media accounts which are linked. And I'll see you on tonight's show at 10 p.m. GMT. Woo! Till 11. Enjoy. See you soon. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. How are you all? How are you all? What have you guys been up to? What have you guys been up to, huh? Yo, it has been a fantastic day here. The weather has been the weather's been a bit questionable, okay? The weather has definitely been it's cloudy, but right now I'm sat in front of my window. I can see the moon and nice bright stars. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's having an absolutely fantastic day. If you're in the chat right now, can you let me know? Can you type in the chat and let me know that you're in here? If you guys have any song requests, you can let me know in the chat and they will go on. They will go live on air for you. Very weird doing this from my kitchen. Very weird. Normally, I am at the radio station in UWS. Yeah, at the radio station in UWS here in Ayr. However, with quarantine, we don't have access to the studios. Hey Matthew, how is it going? Hey Kitty, how's it going? Guys, it's so weird right now. But I do have the cool lighting in here. I've got the purple lights, feeling absolutely fine, feeling absolutely fine. Hello from Andrew on TMS. How are you doing? How are you doing? Matthew's with Caden, Barbara, Lewis, and Tom. Hello, my people. How are you? I hope you guys are keeping well. Skater boy. That's your request? Your request, Skater boy? Really? Okay, well, okay, that's acceptable. That's added to the queue right there for you. There you go. How are you guys doing? I keep asking how you guys are doing. I've got some nature updates for you tonight. If you haven't seen on my Facebook, we have you want baseline junkie as well? Okay, baseline junkie. Baseline junkie's going in. Lockdown is getting to Andrew, he's saying. What a shame. Let's get baseline junkie. Here we go. Oh man, what an absolutely fabulous day. I'm really not used to live streaming like this. It's a completely different system I'm using. So the system I'm using is for Twitch. So if you head over to Twitch just now, you can follow and it will come up on the screen for you. Uh, and we're also live on Spoon. Let's say hi to the Spoon people. They don't get to see the chat that's on screen for Twitch and Facebook, and they don't get involved in the chat. However, it is a separate chat. I'm getting asked, am I a YouTuber? Used to do YouTube. Now I'm a student. I study radio and film, essentially. Big plane flying over. Don't know if you can hear it. But this is my radio show. We are revitalizing it now in lockdown from my kitchen. From my kitchen. So lots of fun here. If you want to go check me out, all my socials are there on the screen. I was trying to look how to broadcast to YouTube as well. But we'll work that out in the future. I didn't work it out tonight. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna just kick off with a couple of songs just now, just to get into it, get used to the system. Using Spotify, uh, and the faders are very different in here, but who cares? Let's get into it. We've got a lot coming up tonight. I want to speak about predicting the future. It's something I've really been interested in lately. I can see that plane. I can see its lights tailing off. Wow. Um, predicting the future is predicting the future possible at all? It seems that some people have managed to predict the future uh, in the past. They've predicted things that are happening now, but it's a question of did they predict or did they influence or did they work hard to achieve their dreams? So yeah, want to speak about that. Also want to speak about a bit of astrology tonight. And the effects astrology has on Christianity. I'm going to lightly touch on that because I do not know enough to go into that fully. However, that also ties in with my future, what I think could happen in the future, my predictions. So if you guys have predictions for what is happening in the future, please let me know. Type it in the chat and we'll go through your predictions. I also want to speak about NASA tonight as well. Our very own Amy Morton, who is also on the morning show team here at UWS Radio. Uh, she's shown us a very interesting thing where you can go into NASA and you can find a picture that was taken on your birthday. Very interesting. I'll put the link up on the Facebook page for you guys to check out when your birthdays are. And I've also got some pictures to show you, some nature pictures. But first, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna. What song do you guys want? Should we go with Skater Boy for Matthew and Matthew and pals? Shall we? Here's Skater Boy for you. We had Skater Boy first by Avril Lavigne, and there, just there, was "Cause You're My Girl" by Young Hazy. How are you guys doing tonight? If you're in the chat, let me know. Over here on Spoon, we've got Iris, and Iris is speaking about the future and predicting, and she believes that if we are a higher power, she believes that we have to be super connected to that perspective to get it. And she believes that only a higher power can predict the future. But who knows? Who really knows? We don't really know. Who really knows? My microphone's a bit low. How's it going? There's my voice back to use. Obviously, levels is something that we're going to have to work with and get used to over time. But I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. We've got Baseline Junkie coming up with any more songs. If you guys have suggestions, please do let me know. I want to kick it off with our nature pictures right now. Uh, let's begin with nature, yeah? There's a good place to start. Let's look at some pictures on the screen. Everyone, huddle around the screen. Come together, come together, come together, my children. Here, you've probably seen the pictures before, to be honest, if you know me. Here we go. There's our first little guy. This is Scraggy the squirrel. Hey, Scraggy, how are you doing? What are you saying, Scraggy? Hope you guys can all see it. I believe you guys can. Uh, I've got 6 squirrels that come to my window every day and come and get seeds, and they've all got different names. Today I had Scratch at the window. I tried to get a couple of pictures, but he ran away too quick. But this is Scraggy here. He's a very nice squirrel. Could be a girl, not really sure yet. I think it's in a couple of months' time. The male squirrels, their balls, the way that the squirrel is standing right now, their balls should be visible. So either Scraggy is a girl or Scraggy is a guy whose whose balls have not yet dropped. He's not ready to mate at this time of year yet. But there you go. There's Scraggy the squirrel. Very nice. His name is Scraggy because Luma, thank you very much for the follow. His name is Scraggy because he's got a messed up tail. A lot of the squirrels here are a little bit messed up. They're a little bit messed up. I think it must be foxes or something that get to them. Scratch has a big scar on his right hand side at his back leg, which he always itches. So maybe it's self-inflicted. I don't know. Very interesting though that we have a squirrel like that. This other one, Scraggy, has has this has this rough tail, and there's Thin Tail as well, whose hair hasn't grown in properly on his tail. Don't know if it's because he's young or not. I don't know. I'm getting used to squirrels. I'm starting to understand how they work, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, love to hear about squirrel balls. Squirrel balls are the favorite. Squirrel balls are the favorite. Shout it with me. Squirrel balls are the favorite. If you can't tell, I'm completely sober, not intoxicated at all. This is just me. Uh, Luma's just waiting on Matt to finish his roll. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Here, that boy will take his time, and I promise you he will take his time. We've got a couple more songs coming up. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any requests, you guys on Spoon as well, let me know. Uh, come listen. Uh, come listen. You're already listening. Next, we have the request of course, we have Baseline Junkie. Yeah, this was requested from Matthew and everyone else that's there with Matthew just now. So I hope you guys enjoy. Here you go. We're going to speak a bit about predicting the future. Do you guys have any predictions? Any predictions at all for the future? Uh, Very interesting. A few people seem to have in the past predicted the future. It seems to be a thing throughout all mankind, is that there's always prophecies and oracles and shit like that, okay? However, I've been reading into it. I really want to know the future. And that's an unhealthy obsession to have, I know, but I really want to. really want to know the future. And so I've been looking into people that have been able to read the future. There's certain people who are considered as prophets who are still alive today, which is very interesting. Very interesting. However, obviously, let's begin with a name we're all familiar with. Uh, Nikola Tesla. He's Serbian American inventor, and the two things that he predicted were self-driving cars, Tesla, and wireless devices for video and phone calls, uh, which I think is pretty remarkable that he was able to predict it. However, I do have a few questions. I have a few questions on what we consider predicting and what we consider being an inspiration or having aspirations, you know? However, like this is very interesting. So Tesla said back in I think it was 18 something or odd, right? He said through television and telephony we shall see and hear one another as perfectly as though we were face to face. Very interesting. So he predicted, okay, well, we're going to be able to see and hear each other just like we're in the same room as each other. Sounds a lot like phone calls, FaceTimes, and shit like that. Very interesting, very interesting. And he also had the idea of cars. I don't have the direct quote here, but he said about there'll be a huge focus towards the automobile industry to create computerized cars where they will make their own judgments, which people believe is a nod towards cars that can drive themselves, right? Uh, Obviously, that's the question. The Tesla car was inspired by Nikola Tesla. So, did he predict the future, or did he suggest something? Now that we have the technology that that we can do it, that someone has been able to, or is that just predicting? Because he's predicted that it could have been possible and someone has done it. Shit I find interesting. And the longer you stay on these radio shows, by the way, the more you realize they say, oh, very interesting, very interesting. We had that whole joke before when I was still in the studios. Tesla also said that the instruments allowing us to speak face to face, so like the phones, well, what we would consider a phone now. So Tesla said that the instruments that would allow us to do this will be amazingly simple to current telephones, meaning the telephones in the 1800s, when they were first invented. And he said that they might even be able to be carried in a vest pocket. Very interesting because that is exactly what a smartphone does now. Very simple. There's not a single button on a smartphone now apart from the off and the power as well. It's all touchscreen. It's all very simple, right? Uh, Very interesting. Very interesting. Um, so that leaves me to the question. I've not done too much research into this. Kind of wanted to have a bit of a light-hearted stream, but I did want to bring it back to this. Um, was that a prediction to the future? Well, possibly, right? Because he has said, well, this will happen in the future. We will have the technology to do this. Or was he just a catalyst for the inspiration for people like oh my gosh, how can I forget his name? Elon Musk. Elon Musk. How did I almost forget him? You know, I had his Twitter profile picture stuck in my head there as well. He was a big inspiration. And so leaves you to wonder, leaves you to wonder. Another guy whose name I'm going to struggle to pronounce, but we're going to go for it. I believe it's Vaniver, Vanaver Bush. I don't know. Look him up if you're interested, okay? And so he designed influential computers during the 1920s and 30s. He was also part of, he was in control of the atomic bomb. And after war ended in the 40s, he decided that he wanted to put all this technology that he had discovered and created, he decided he wanted to put that towards good use and towards world peace rather than destruction. Uh, and so he focused on this idea of memex, okay? A meme. A memex is shortened. What's that called? An abbreviation for memory extension. And so he had the original idea for a desktop computer, which would through the web through a web, he said, through links, it would collect gathered human knowledge and share it between different humans. He had the ideas for links between information. Rather than they catalogued everything at the time as alphabetical, but he soon realized that there's too much information to have it as alphabetical. You can't look through all of it. And so you need to have links between documents that have similar similar mentionings and similar contexts. Uh, and that is the whole idea of a hyperlink, I suppose. That's the whole idea of web pages, is that you click on one and it will lead you to another about something in a related subject. So that's very interesting, very interesting. A quote from him is that uh, wholly new forms of encyclopedia will appear, ready-made with associated traits running through them. Basically what I said, right? He also spoke about his idea of a memex was he worked on analog computers, and so he thought that this would store information and share information between other memexes, and that's exactly what computers are now. Did he predict it? Did he see that coming in the future, or did he inspire that? Because he did have a big influence in the computing world, since he did make analog computers by saying such things as this. Apple are also a big one as well. Um, he he Apple released an advert ages ago. I don't remember the exact date of it. However, in this advert, they included a Siri type feature that this lecturer he spoke to, and he asked, "Oh, well, what have I got coming up today?" And the Siri type feature tells him, and then someone FaceTimes him essentially. Was it predictions? I'd like to say no, that's not predictions. That's aspirations that a company had, saying, "Oh, we'll get there one day," and here we are now, maybe sooner than people originally thought. But I thought that was quite an interesting thought. I think I need to expand my vocabulary, vocabulary, because all I can say is vocabulary and interesting. But that leads me on to my ideas of the future, my predictions. I predict there will be water on Mars by 2150. That's my prediction. There you go. Reasoning behind this is the messages through astrology. Sounds a bit crazy, but I also think there'll be a new religion based around something on Mars as well. That's my predictions. It's not a very educated prediction. It is kind of a hope or a dream rather than a prediction. However, would be interesting to see that come forward. And so I just wanted to focus on the links between astrology and religion. There's many links. There's many links. Astrology goes back as far as humans go back. We've always wondered about the stars, and people have calculated it throughout different religions, no matter what. And very, 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 guess what? Interesting. I've got to stop. But yeah, there is even still a connection now between modern beliefs and religions and astrology. And let's take Christianity as an example of something modern now, because there's people who believe in Christianity still to this day, meaning it is modern, right? Okay, well, it starts with this. Here on screen, you can see here I am. Look at me. Look at me all prepared. This is a chart. This is the astronomical ages. Uh, Currently, if you look around, you'll see all the different zodiacs. Currently, we are in the Pisces age, which is right at the top of that graph there. And we're going to be moving into Aquarius. Now, this is to explain the graph to you a bit better. Uh, to calculate what age we are in, it depends what sun what sun? It depends which of our 300 suns. It depends which. It depends where the sun is, right? Because of the way that Earth moves around over the years and its wobble, some shit like that. I've got YouTube videos. If you're interested, let me know. And so whichever section that or whichever zodiac that the sun looks like it falls in from Earth, we'll call that age. And so Earth, I believe, has seen the age of Taurus, Aries, and we're now in Pisces. Uh, let's uh, let's get into religion and how religion is related to Pisces. We all know, or maybe you don't. Pisces is symbolized by two fish, and if you know Christianity, fish are quite a big part of Christianity. The story of Jesus feeding the town on the two fish, and also he there's various mentions of fish and fishermen throughout the Bible, and the meaning of them. But also, you'll know the symbol of the fish, and the symbol of Christianity is the fish. Uh, and we're living in the time of Pisces. And so we are now going to be moving into the age of Aquarius soon enough. It is believed that we are in the transition period just now. However, it depends how you calculate it. Thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much. Um, so there's many connections, right? And I spoke about how the fish, Moses, if we go that far back, whoa, yeah, I'm not a Christian, but let's say this is all real, okay? Let's say these stories have an element of truth to them. And Moses, he shunned worshippers of the golden ram, and he made them. You've seen it. He shuns the people that are worshiping this goat, and he doesn't believe in it. This is ridiculous, and he comes down with the Ten Commandments. That is symbolism for the transition between Aries and Pisces. And he comes down because Aries is symbolized by the goat, by the ram, moving into the fish. He brings forward the Ten Commandments, which are God's rules, which then God brings forward Jesus and fish and Christianity, all connected through that. But now we're going to be moving into the age of Aquarius, should the calculations be correct, if we are up to date in where we are. So it's very rough. I don't think you can get it head on. But the idea is by 2150 we will be in the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the water bearer. He his symbol is a man who carries this clay pot of water. And Jesus says in one passage of the Bible that when he is gone, to follow the water bearer, and he will lead you to, I don't know what the exact word is, if it's salvation, if it's safety or whatever like that, but he says follow the water bearer when I'm gone. The water bearer would be Aquarius. And so already we're seeing the patterns of, surely this can't just be coincidence, right? I mean, maybe it is, but I do not believe it. I do not believe it 1 second. I believe it is all based on this. I'm going to take this down from your screen so you can get your nocturnal back. Remember this, remember how it looks. We're about to move into Aquarius soon enough. Um, and so it's said that at the end of the cycle, which we're at, so let me put this back up actually at the end of the cycle, which is called, oh damn, I wish I wrote it down. It is called something NUX. I'll look it up and I'll post it onto the Facebook page, so go check it out over there. Um, we're coming to the end of an age, and it's said that at the end of the age there will be anger and fear and disease, and other atrocities throughout and mankind. I think that is a perfect example of where we are in the world right now. Right? There's lies, there's anger, there's fear, there's disease. We see that clearly right now. And it's said that these are the dark ages. And eventually you come back round into the summer phase, where it is the golden ages, which is classed as. And I just thought this was all really interesting. And so I've been watching a video about how Christianity relates to this idea of astronomy. And so my belief is that by 2150, roughly, there will be water on Mars. That's what I believe. There'll be life and water on Mars. Because the water bearer is Aquarius, and we're coming into the time of Aquarius. This is the age we're due to see a new religion be born, and the new religion might be born when humans begin to move to Mars. Maybe it won't be classed as a religion by us. However, it will be a belief. Maybe it'll be a modern religion, unlike the religions that we have now, which are very old in consideration to something that would be made. You know, very interesting. I also like to think that if I ever made it to Mars and worked on this idea, uh, I've always wanted to call my son Noah. Connection there? Maybe I'm a prophecy. Maybe I'm a prophet. Um, if my son was called Noah, I'd get him to bring a shit ton of fucking animals on a ship from Earth to Mars and put them down there so they can breed and we can have animals there on Mars. That'd be pretty fucking cool once there's plant life and shit. Interesting thought. Maybe not a prediction for me, but a hope and a dream. People who know me personally will know that Mars is my ultimate goal. If I don't make it, then my children can scatter my ashes on Mars one day. But looking at where technology was before and the future, the predictions from the 1920s till now, well, what shit are we gonna have in the future? You know, what shit are we gonna have by 2120? We don't know. We don't know that. Very interesting thoughts. Very interesting. And so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. For those of you that are new here, um, I do a little nature segment of every radio show that I do. Speak about the leaves on the trees. We've had a lot of blossoms. The blossoms have flowered and they're beginning to fall again now. And it's been very sunny here, man. It's been very sunny. It's been very nice. The past 2 days have been a bit rainy, but it's been nice to have that little refreshing cycle. Been nice to see the sun come back a bit more, so I don't leave university with sadness in my eyes, with sadness. Maybe Mars and Earth before. Maybe Mars was an Earth before, and Earth is descendant to be Mars 2.0. Possibly. There's a really interesting. That was from Iris, by the way, in the Spoon Chat. There's a really interesting documentary or TV series by what's his face, Brian Cox. I don't necessarily like him, but he's a very interesting and smart guy. Very interesting, very interesting. And he speaks about how there was once water on Mars, and so that's how you would get water there again. We're not going to take water from Earth and put it onto Mars at all. We're going to create the water there on Mars. It is doable, um, and it's worth a look at that documentary if you're interested in stuff like that. There's proof that there's been water on Mars before, and there's reason to believe that there'll be water on Mars again. Um, Thinking about Nikola Tesla and these people that predicted the future, uh, often they got shot down. Their ideas were told you're just a futurist, you're an idealist. These are not true. How can like you can't believe in stuff like this? Um, he's saying good shit, but he's annoying as fuck. 100%, 100%. That's Brian Cox, by the way, that they're on about. Yeah, he is very annoying in the way that he speaks and the way that he walks and looks at a camera. He's a very annoying person, but what he's saying is really interesting, and if you're an adult, then you can get past the annoying traits of him, I suppose. Um, because as a kid I couldn't. But looking at Elon Musk, many would say that he is a futurist. He's an idealist. He believes in things that are completely out of our reach. However, there is a quote from another guy that I was looking at that predicted the future. Cannot remember his name at all, and he said something along the lines of, um, he said something along the lines of, now the idea of the future that I'm going to tell you, if you can believe that this is going to happen, well, then that's not the future. But if you believe that it's not going to happen at all and it's too absurd, well, then that will be the future because the future is far more amazing than you can ever imagine in the age that you're in. And that's true for all past. If you look at past, if you compare whatever Stone Ages to the Dark Ages, already there's advancements there that they probably didn't believe were possible. And we're seeing that again now. Yeah, all cool shit. All very cool shit, if I do say so. Um, yeah, I'm really struggling, if I'm honest, not to say really interesting, really interesting. Imitation on point. Thank you, thank you very much. The next song that we have is "Sweet Emotion" here, by Aerosmith. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll soon be wrapping up the stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, apologies for not going deeply into topics tonight. I never really go too deep into them because I never like, I don't know. My my point of view on topics aren't an educated point of view. It is just one of interest. It's just one that it's something I've looked into over the past few days, and I thought I'd share with you guys and share my wonder, my fantasy with you. So if you guys are interested in any of the subjects, do give me a message, and I'll send over the stuff that I've read or watched or seen, uh, and yeah, you guys can read a bit more. And if you're interested in any of the topics and want to hear it again on next week's show, please do let me know. There's 5 minutes left of the show. We're probably going to cut it short, but we're going to end it on a lovely little song. A lovely little song. Look, I'm not even prepared to bring it up. Wow, look at that. Guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been fabulous. Cheers to everyone on Facebook, Twitch, and on Spoon as well. It's been great. Thank you. I do it for you guys, for the audience, and by you guys being here for my first few shows, it helps me gain an audience and get bigger for more people to share it with. So thank you guys very much. And I'll catch you next Wednesday, and we'll see you next week on Wednesday, 10 p.m. GMT till 11. Guys, thank you very much. This is L- Le Rue de Paris. Was that good, Matt? Was that good, Tom? Barbara? Le Rue de Paris. Ho ho ho. Le Rue de Paris. Guys, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll catch you soon. Love yous. Thank you guys very much.